Happy Sunday, everybody. How's it going? We're here. We are back. Excuse me. We're here. We're back with G-Witch. Feels good to be back. It feels good to be back. On time, that is. Yeah, I have to say that. Hey, everybody. It feels good to be... It feels good to be on time with this show. Now, since I haven't looked at this last time we were here last week, I can do that, right? But then I can do this, and then I can do this. Now I have to do this because I finally made a what's his face again. Browse. Pictures. Gotta go to the Gundam folder. To G. Right here. And that and this. Yeah. Did one. Okie. Now I can put this up here. We're back in business. Nice. Nice. Cool. And then I'll drop that in there. Nice. Okay. We're good now. All right. Quick disclaimer. The World Cup is going on right now. Yes. I'm not on a stream. I'm watching a game. Probably ripping my bracket. I haven't been locked in. I have not been locked in yet to know how to know who's playing, who made it, what the brackets are looking like, who got the bracket of death. That's my question. There's always that bracket of death that always shows up where you have that one unfortunate team or country, I should say, that gets placed in with juggernauts, and it's hell trying to fight out of that group. What group is that? But all right, we're here, we're back. G-Witch, I feel like I need to put some respect on the series. Last week, I finally watched episode 6. I was a week behind, but I watched episode 6 and it completely blew my mind with the possibility and the theories that you guys were dropping on me. So, yeah, man, I'm I don't know what to think anymore. Truly. Oh wow, Group E: Spain, Germany, Japan, and Costa Rica. But yeah, I don't know what to expect from this episode. I know it's just I don't know what to expect. I'm saying that because I have that theory, and I feel like this series is just going to operate like it's usually been operating and sprinkling more hints to us, and it's going to be eating me alive at the possibility of what's going on. So, all right, let me mute everything up and hop into this and get started. All right. G-Witch, episode 7. We're going to get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so here we go. Ah, interesting. Okay. All right. What he has up his sleeve, eh? So are they gonna keep it under wraps? Maybe. Hmm. Yeah, some subvert. Yeah, like interesting. Very, very interesting. Let me turn this down a little bit more. Hold on. I feel like I'm blowing out too much. I feel like I'm peaking way too far into the red. So hopefully that's a little bit better. Hopefully I'm not too low. But yeah, interesting. Let me know how this sounds. Let me know if I'm going in and out, if you can't fully hear every word that I'm saying. Like if it's like cutting off the beginning and endings of my words, I'll have to mess around with some more settings for the microphone. There's a chance that that could be happening though. I can't tell. I can only read the audio level, and I don't want to keep peaking the microphone like that because it sounds terrible. Three main groups don't seem to like Delling, with Grassley being a silent hater, Jatuk attempting to kill him. Yeah, they were going to assassinate him in the first episode. And then Pale Girl's building a Gundam. Right, 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 right. That's right, the tomatoes are her mother's. Elon gone, baby. The Elon, you know he's gone. Yeah, you effectively ruined the happy birthday song, Soletta. Social party. Okay. Okay. Interesting that she wants to go to Earth. A spot either she's prepared for it, doesn't realize how hard life would be on Earth. She already isn't life already sucky for her right now. What's up, Tintin? Look at that dress. Look at that dress. The best place to hide is a hole. Look at Suletta's posture. Uh, you're funny, Tintin. Okay. Interesting. It's interesting that Earth House, they're wearing their school uniforms, like they didn't have formal clothing. Shark Tape was Kickstarter, yeah. Oh, so real Elon has to show up. Real Elon has to show up. Oh yeah, cool. Cleans up nice. Yeah. Yeah, London. She looks so different when she's like put together. He has the I'm rich man bun, yeah. Suletta just mad loud, drawing attention. Ah, so they're not keeping it a secret. I think we thought they might have been taking it, keeping it a secret, but they're not. Okay. Now we can have a conversation that she's not here. Yep. Look at her power moving this teenager. That woman. There it is. 21 years ago. That's something she's not used. Like that's something that doesn't surprise her though. The man killed people for what? I want to read what you guys are saying. This is too good though. It's because of your yeah. It's like all that's a hell of a point. All these comforts, everything that you wear, everything that you do, everything that you're privileged to do is because of him, but you hate him so damn much. Soletta, how did you manage to do that? Char. Yeah. Terrorizing teenagers. I wonder who the holder was before Glove. This is the first holder. How did she manage to do that? Think this is setting up pretty crazy right now. This is setting up pretty crazy right now. Like we got all these different plot lines all like kind of converging at the same time. Elon shows up with Suletta. Suletta's mom shows up. We got Delling arriving at the party. Got all these high school. It's it's weaving its way together in this episode. I'm on board. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Is something I missed? She looks extremely uncomfortable. Yeah. Smoothing it over. Uh, nah, this episode's pretty good so far, man. Like this stuff's up my alley. The different stories like converging, and we have some event that might pop off right here, and then it splinters us off. Golly. Why is she up there? Spit it out, baby. Spit it out. Yeah. It's tough. It's really tough for her though. Right? It's really tough because she has no people experience. She has none. So it's like I want her to catch on quick, but it's like she has a base level of 0. I would have said no. Damn, I would have said no. No, they're gonna wrap her up. They're gonna say that she's piloting a she's piloting a Gundam. These hoes, a bunch of whores, a bunch of whores, bunch of whores. The Farak is a Gundam. So you're admitting you have a Gundam? Where's her mother at? Why are we talking about Pale? And you guys are just scot free when you spend money on this? They are full of it. This is dirty. This is dirty. She's not here. She left. Damn it. Oh. You at. Yo. Delling hasn't said a word. Yorine? Yep. Yeah, I'd be pissed off too. You're like he was able to just sit in the background while Gull was out there being jerk off number one. He could just be in the background just enjoying life. Now he has to be jerk off number one. Stage screen, okay. After disposing of the Farak and dissolving the development team responsible. Yes. 120 bill. Where's she getting this money from? That's not Delling's money? Whoa. This would be the spark. What's gonna happen? Someone's gonna make the first move. Delling. Dude, I can listen to this man talk all day. He has like such a memorable voice. His voice is incredible. She's gonna take off everything that's his, isn't she? Mm. What are we doing, Miorine? Pride. You need to work out more, girl. But if he invests, then everybody else will. But why the hell would he invest? Besides all that damn money that he can make. He tapped the phone. Yeah, he did it. I heard it. Yeah, like the man's incredible. I love his voice so much. Man's incredible. What does this mean for the future, though? What does this mean for the future? Yeah, yes, she did. Music is incredible. Dude, this episode was great. Oh. Oh, she just admits it. Oh, wow. Okay. Mom, she just comes out and just says it. It's like, I can't hide it anymore. Like, sorry, I've been lying to you, but yeah, she's a Gundam. That's like, what can I compare that to? Where it's like, your whole life. That's like saying, like, you're adopted. You didn't know that? Like, yeah, I'm sorry. You can't hide it. Your brother accidentally told you. It's like your brother accidentally told you, yeah, you're adopted. She just said it's so carefree. That was a great episode. I really liked that episode. That was a really, really good episode. Oh, 1000%. I'm not telling Suletta that's a Gundam. She's gonna end up diarrhea mouthing it to somebody. See, I love episodes like this where you don't need action. I don't need a fight. I don't need all of those things to make a great episode. If you have characters that I like, characters that I think are good characters with good writing and a good set piece gathering together, chef's kiss. Love this episode, man. Anything back here? No. Nothing back here. This episode was really freaking good. Boy. So, okay, so where do we go from here? Like, I'm wondering, where do we go from here? Like, where do we go from here? Delhi no longer racist against Gundam. Every person has one individual that if they tell them to do something, they'll definitely think about it harder and they'll probably do it if someone else. Like telling, I don't know, because Delling's stance on Gundam has been like so like stout, extremely stout. Like he killed a lot of people for his feelings on these Gundams. So for him to agree to this company where not 2 episodes ago he was getting ready to destroy the Ariel for it being a Gundam. I wonder. I think that it was just too much money could be made. Like that's way too much money. Like you would. It's kind of like you would be foolish to turn that kind of money down, and what it could do for you. So maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. Let me know if I'm missing something. But I feel like it was that. Maybe it a little bit with Myorine, like kind of like she worded in a way where she's just like like I'm X, Y, and Z. I'm trying to use you, but kind of was like, okay, you like, it's like, look, like you're actually coming to me for something instead of going against me or trying to do all these things behind my back and stuff like this. Or maybe I feel like teaching her a lesson the hard way would just let her stay up there in her funk. I don't know if he would want to do this and then try to like make her regret. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm assuming that Myorine is going to recruit all of Earth House into the sham company that she just made. Absolutely. I'm betting that Delling knows the others are trying to kill him, so he might be trying to finesse everyone. Good point. That's a good point. Yeah, now that you say that, I don't think Delling would be stupid enough to not be suspicious of all of these people. I feel that's a good point. Like Delling might be aware of everything that could be going on and is trying to find a way. Maybe he could be trying to find a way to clean house, to get rid of all these families altogether, and this is a perfect way to do it. And it would be keeping Pell at the top, but then bringing Shinsei and all those people up at the top as well. And then he might flip it and just completely try to do something different with it. It's a good point. And plus, how the Benneret group works, if you're in consecutive years of being in the red and not making a profit, they drop you. They completely bankrupt you. So if this Gundam, if this thing is mad successful and it starts raking in a lot of money, and all of the other companies who are so against Gundams don't try to adapt and make their own and just stay in the mobile suit business and start to lose money, they could get pushed out that way too. I wonder why he set up the system where the holder gets to marry his daughter. I don't know. That's a good question. Good question. Mother confirmed 21 years ago that what happened in the prologue. That's what she said, right? She said 21. She said the Vanadis. That's the prologue. What happened in the prologue happened 21 years ago. Right. Pell House just put themselves in the hole for 120 billion. Yeah, they put themselves in the hole 120 billion just so that they could out the Shinsei group and get the Ariel out of the school. Like, they were willing to bankrupt themselves in order to do something that dumb. Like, out the fact that they have a Gundam for that reason, because there's another Gundam. Like, that just seems stupid. So, funny thing, we never actually get a date for the prologue. So we don't know if it was 21 or 17 years ago. That's... I think we were going up against the 21 to 17 based off of Suletta's age, right? I feel like if we use if we are assuming that Eri is Suletta, taking our theory out of it, right? All right, taking our theory out of it, if we didn't think of the theory, we would still be thinking that Eri, the little girl from the prologue, is Suletta with a different name. And unless they're lying about her age, Suletta's 17. So it's like, if that incident happened 21 years ago, that math don't add up. But if you think about the theory and how we were like, the 17 plus the 4, that equals the 21 years from that incident. Eri was 4 when she connected with the Ariel, and Suletta is 17, so maybe Suletta was either born or created or something happened after that incident. And Suletta, so it's like, I don't know. Not sure at all. Not sure at all. But then again, there's like the prologue not having a date. Maybe there's another incident that happened 21 years ago. And then there was another incident after that was the prologue. So the 21 is the first incident, and then the final incident that made oh gosh. Why did I forget the mother's name that fast? That made Elnora a widow. Like stuff like that. Yeah. For my Nika scene theory. Ooh, yeah, the Nika scene theory. That's right. Shattuck is sus. I don't think he might be. I think he might be. Yeah, Shattuck says he's got something. He's definitely a big part of something. For my Nika scene theory, I think Nika gave Shattuck info on the Ariel / Suletta in exchange for the thruster pack. She was very hesitant when complimented for getting the busted thrusters working. I don't think that it would be too hard to convince Suletta that she's 17 when she's actually 21. I agree with that too. It wouldn't be a hard thing to do. She's way taller than all the other female students. Like that wouldn't be a hard thing to do. We have to keep that in mind. We can't get too. This is the thing with theories, right? This is the thing with theories. When you come up with a theory that feels so good and sounds so good and just makes the perfect sense, sometimes if you get too into the theory and you dive too deep into the theory, it could ruin the series for you if that theory doesn't end up coming true. Because you think that theory's so good, whatever the series might give you might not be as good as what you thought it could have been. So it's like, pump the brakes on the theory just a little bit, just a tiny bit. Because there's a possibility that it could not be as big brain as we're going. The thrusters are also purple, which is Grassley's signature color. But I don't know what info she could possibly give. They did diagnostics on the Ariel, right? Weren't they the ones, like, they had hands on with the Ariel? And from the little moment that we got to see, they all were like, dude, like, one, how the hell could the Shinsei be able to afford something like this and put it well together? They were like complimenting the fact that they've never seen it engineered this way, like that it was so incredible. So if you just give some of that information away, and then there's been countless hours that they've been working on it that we are not privy to. So what if Nika tinkering around with it found something that we didn't get to see yet, pass that information on, we still don't know about, and then we find out what that information is a little bit later? There's a chance that could have happened. Yeah, Nika is into mechanics and very interested in areas. I bet she looked up and down. Yeah, they spent hours. They spent how long did they spend working on that? I can't remember how long it was from the Guel fight to the Suletta fight, but they spent a good chunk of time, like, making sure the thrusters would connect, at least a day. Yeah, so it's like they were working on it, so they have familiarity with it, just a little bit of familiarity, but they have some familiarity with it, and it's nothing that they've worked on before. But I think it needs to be something dangerous, because the info was just basic diagnostics. She could easily ask Suletta for permission. Excuse me. Like, the info must be something worth keeping secret. To that point, anything about the Ariel would be information you want to keep to the tuck. Because one, you don't want to let Suletta know that you even would give that information out. So that's something you would want to keep in the hush hush. Because if you're willing to just give away basic information about the Ariel, like, it's not even anything like sensitive, and you would just give that away just for some, like, I don't think I should trust you. For Neo's new company, some new test pilots, one angry cotton candy, and another guy living in a tent will sign up. Yeah, Guel, get him out here. Damn Spatian. Yep. It depends on what Shattuck already knows. Any information that he gets might be irrelevant to Nika, but valuable. Right. It could be something like, it's something like, for an example, as an example, like being a mechanic or something. I'm not a mechanic. I don't know anything about it, but excuse me. But you could have two people who are well versed in putting together a table, right? And you know all the different ways you can construct the table. And you go like you're searching for information about this specific table that's been put together, and you're trying to figure out how this person did it. And then you get someone that worked on that had a chance to have a hands-on with the table, and they start explaining things to you, and they're just explaining regular things, but to you, you're like, interesting. So it could be something as simple as like this is very like a basic thing, but it fit together on the aerial. It was like, usually, like, she could, for an example, it could be like, usually when we connect some things, we do it like this is how it connects. But for some reason, when we were doing diagnostics on the aerial, it was together like this, and that's all she could say. But to Shattuck, who has so much information, he could be like, it would only be put together like this if X, Y, and Z. And now he can isolate, so he can get rid of all this information and be like, so the aerial is X, Y, or Z. That's information that was just harmless to Nika. She just was doing a diagnostic. She just said something simple. But for him, he just figured something out. So it's like one of those things where, how we saw at the beginning of the episode, where it's just like, oh, the aerial dusted off the Fauract? 1000%. Yeah, that thing's a Gundam. It's just simple. It's not even anything crazy. We might even get more information on Ella now that's what happened in the 50s. Honda got the info that Chevrolet made the catalytic converter secondhand, and they made a better engine without actually having one. Look at that. So it's like it's small things where you think it might mean nothing, but it could absolutely mean something. So who knows? Like, oh, like it was wired this way and not this way. And if you know anything about like wiring something, you could be like, well, if it's wired that way, then it would have to be running off of this, which means something like that. You can, in your head, engineer how the hell this thing works, and why does it work different than mine? Why is it better than mine? It could be one little thing like that. So I feel like any information that Nika would have surrendered on the aerial, because no one else, I don't think, has been able to tinker around on the aerial, is sensitive information. Because if you could do that, you could reverse engineer something and then apply it to what you're working on, and then start tinkering and messing around to make it work. And then, oh snap, from that little nugget of information, we have just made a breakthrough. Yeah, it's crazy. So that's a really interesting development if Nika did surrender some information on the aerial to get those thrusters. It's the thing with this series is things are connecting and making sense so well that it's hard not to just think of that as fact, right? It's hard to not think of that as fact because it just fits. It just fits like a perfect puzzle piece, like it was made for it. The mom's kind of wrong for sending Suletta into the fire without preparing her for everything or letting her in on the plan. I think that's the point. If we go with the theory, Suletta's just a pawn. Like if we're going with the theory that we got last week that was dropped on my head, Suletta's just a pawn. Right? And Suletta's just a pawn. I think it would be better off sending Suletta because of her personality. With Suletta's personality, if you give her too much information, she might crack or she might just spill the beans. So it'd be better off sending her in there just as is, and I can work around the girl. Honora Prosperous seems like she was expecting the information about the Gundam to be let out anyway. That is true. She didn't seem like she was pressed about it. Like even in her denial, like looking back at it, she didn't get mad or anything. She didn't get like, no way. Like I could see other people in that situation in front of the whole council, like, there's no way that this isn't a Gundam and blah blah blah. And she was just like, nah, it's not a Gundam. Da, da, da. Like, you can't prove it's not a Gundam. It doesn't go exactly like this, so it ain't a Gundam. Essentially, what she's saying in their face And I feel like Delling was like, her and Delling was speaking the same language, where that's why Delling was like, no, it's a Gundam. Even though she was just like using all of these facts, and they retorted like, you're just using information that's working for you. And she's just, it's kind of like a shrug, like, yeah, like, you guys didn't strictly state X, like, you didn't state these things. So, in accordance to what this says, Therio's not a Gundam. Therio isn't a Gundam. So now that the information is just out, she doesn't have to, she didn't seem mad. She wasn't upset. She was just like, yeah, I can't lie to you no more. It is a Gundam. Didn't feel any remorse or nothing. She kind of damn near laughed about it. Feel almost with a smirk, maybe. I wonder how they would have hold on, my eyes. I wonder how they would have cornered Suletta this episode if she just decided to skip the gathering party like she was. Yeah, I don't know what they would have done. But I feel like that's why they needed Elon. Right? That's why they needed Elon to be there, to show up. Because if not for Elon, she wasn't going. So we gotta blame Elon 3. He's the reason why this happened. Because if her and Elon 3 didn't have no connection, she wouldn't have went. The only reason why she went is because there was a chance that Elon was gonna be there, because he's from one of the 3 houses, or one of the 3 groups. Elon 4? Is that Elon 4? Yeah, it's Elon 4. My bad. Real Elon's just living a life and skipping school, I guess. It's creepy how the real Elon had all the information that happened. That's pretty creepy. Just thinking about it. This was a good episode, man. I really enjoyed this episode a lot. This might be my favorite episode. I can't think of what my favorite episode was. Elon 5 is going to be City Boy. City Boy. Don't know remorse either. Elon 5 going to have to pick up the slack. Yeah. But how this situation goes, how is Suletta going to interact with Elon right now? That's what I'm wondering. Like, from this point forward, how is she going to interact with Elon? Because Elon brought her up on that stage and then isolated her so that they ended up in this situation in the first place. I wonder how she's gonna act towards him. If she's gonna be upset, if she's gonna be understanding. I wonder. On 5, yeah. It's a great episode. He also protected her. Yeah. True. Suletta's she's still immature. I don't know, like, Suletta's in a situation where Elon Prime Elon Prime appeared to not know what was going to happen. Appeared. Yeah. But I don't know how long it's going to take for her to learn people. Learning people is something that I think we take for granted, because it's like, oh, you get around someone, they feel weird, they're acting weird, you catch that vibe, you leave them alone. But we have the hindsight of, like, that's just how we lived life the whole time. Suletta's never had to do that, apparently. Like, she's never had to really interact with a lot of people her age and how people move and how they act in different rooms. She had to deal with the weird Mercury people. They chose to live on Mercury. They weird. But she doesn't have, like, people skills whatsoever. And she's like in this space where you got a bunch of silver tongues and slick tongues with all these different groups in the Bennett group and all that stuff. Like, she's like a mouse in a snake's den. And I don't know, like, what we're going to have to do to get her up to speed, but it's going to take a bit. Yeah, 100%, Tim. 100%. I love this episode. This episode, around the halfway point, was giving me vibes of episode. What episode was that? Of House of the Dragon. Not wasn't 10. It wasn't 9. What episode? Oh my goodness gracious. Episode 5. Episode 5. It reminded me of episode 5. Yes? Yes, episode 5. Yeah. It reminded me of that episode, the wedding episode. The first wedding episode. I don't want to spoil it for anybody. Like where everything was building and it's like you had the overall issue. And then this character and this character, they don't like each other. And this character and this character, they don't like each other. But that same character, now this character over here, they don't like each other. But then this character over here and that character over here have a thing with each other. But then the character over here doesn't like the character that this person likes. And all this stuff just starts, the pieces start moving and things just start connecting. That's how this episode felt a little bit, where it's like Delling is showing up and Mione and Suletta's there. And then you get Elnora, she shows up. And then all this, like all these pawn pieces started moving. You got Pell in the background. Elon, you got to do this. I was sitting there, I'm like, yeah, I'm liking this episode so far. All the pieces are moving. We got good dialogue happening back and forth. We had some crazy things happen on the stage. I was really enjoying it. I was really enjoying it. Grassley House seems like the only good house at the moment. Yeah, at the moment. Which makes whatever Elnora is planning even more wild. Yeah, because she knows how Suletta's at, so how she acts. Right. There's a wide margin of error for her scheme. Yeah, that lady, she's crazy. She's bugged. She's bugged out. If our theory is right, then the thrusters are extremely dangerous. They could be spyware gathering info. It's true. It's hooked up to it. Now that would be something. If something that Earth House put on to try to help her ended up hurting her in the long run, who knows? Boy, oh boy. I love this episode, man. This is a really good episode. This is episode what, 7? This series so far has been like, and with the theories added on top of this series so far, this first 7 episodes have been hitting. They've been hitting. So when things really start to ramp up, I can't wait to see what the show looks like then. Boy, oh boy. I think that's all I got. I think I'm gonna wrap this up and get up out of here, man. Episode 7, huh? We're close to there. We'll get another form. Closer, yeah. Fun fact, despite not appearing in this episode, Gwell's still trending on Twitter. Really? He missed all the tea. He missed all of it. He's out in the woods. Good. One thing I do like about Gwell though, he took that on the chin. He got exiled and everything. He took that on the chin. He just took that, packed his stuff up and dipped. Like he was just like, all right, pack that. He took that on the chin. That's one thing I will say. Goes out trying to master his bunk. Hopefully it's not as useless as Rain. I'm sorry. I'll stop. All right. I'm gonna wrap it up and get up out of it, because we could sit here and just babble about this all day. We could. So I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna get up out of here. Thank you guys. Appreciate you for hanging out. This is a great episode. I enjoyed it. Hopefully you have a good rest of your Sunday or Monday, wherever you are. Have a good week coming up. Have a good next weekend, and hopefully, God willing, I see you guys back here next Sunday for episode 8 of G-Witch. So thank you again. I appreciate you, and I'll see you. Peace out.